Hi everyone, welcome. It's KD, and today we're going to be going over 1.0 Threats, Attacks, and Vulnerabilities, 1.1 Compare and Contrast Different Types of Social Engineering Techniques. Let's get started. Phishing. Phishing is an attempt to acquire sensitive information by masquerading as a trustworthy entity via electronic communication, usually email. Phishing attacks rely on a mix of technical deceit and social engineering practices. In most cases, the phisher must persuade the victim to intentionally perform a series of actions that provides access to confidential information. Smishing. Smishing is also known as SMS phishing. Smishing is the use of phishing methods through text messaging. Vishing, also known as voice phishing. Vishing is the use of fake caller ID to appear as a trusted organization in an attempt to get an individual to enter account details via the phone. Spam, unsolicited messages typically sent to a large number of recipients. Spam over internet messaging, SPIM, a type of unsolicited messaging that is specifically sent over instant messaging platforms. Spear phishing, a targeted version of phishing. Dumpster diving, a technique used by an attacker that involves gathering useful information from discarded data. Shoulder surfing involves looking over someone's shoulder to obtain information. It may occur while someone is entering a PIN at an ATM or typing in a password at a computer. Farming. This term is a combination of farming and phishing. Farming does not require the user to be tricked into clicking a link. Instead, farming redirects victims from a legitimate site to a bogus website. To accomplish this, the attacker employs another attack, such as DNS cache poisoning. Tailgating. Tailgating is a simple yet effective technique in a social engineer's arsenal. It involves piggybacking or following closely behind someone who has authorized physical access in an environment. Tailgating involves appearing to be part of an authorized group or capitalizing on people's desire to be polite. A common example is an attacker following an authorized person and working to get the person to hold open a secure door to grant access. Many high security facilities employs man traps, airlock-like mechanisms that allow only one person to pass at a time to provide entrance control and prevent tailgating. Eliciting information. Eliciting information is the use of varying techniques that can directly or indirectly lead to sensitive data loss or other compromise. Whaling. Whaling is identical to spearfishing except for the size of the fish. Whaling employs spearfishing tactics but goes after high profile targets, such as an executive within a company. Prepending. As scam artists become more sophisticated, so do their phishing email messages. The messages often include official looking logos from real organizations and other identifying information taken directly from legitimate websites. For best protection, you must deploy proper security technologies and techniques at the client side, the server side, and the enterprise level. Many organizations now prepend to the subject line some sort of notification if the email is external. This practice is known as prepending. Identity fraud. The use of a person's personal information without authorization to deceive or commit a crime. Invoice scams. Invoice scams are another example in such an attack that the threat actor may use well-researched and carefully crafted email requesting payment. The hope is the victim will follow standard processes for paying out invoices without giving much thought to the details of the particular payment. Credential harvesting. Credential harvesting is a common goal of phishing campaigns that involves capturing usernames and passwords. A credential harvesting attempt might be in the form of a bogus email designed to get you to log into your bank. However, the links in the email wouldn't actually go to your bank's website, but would go to the attacker's website, which would be designed to look exactly like your bank's website. Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance of the target. For example, an organization's website may be used to identify personnel and their roles and responsibility within the organization. And while this might seem like just fun and games, in many cases, fraud is involved. For example, with identity fraud, a person's personal information is used without authorization to deceive or commit a crime. A hoax. A hoax is a situation that seems like it could be legitimate, but often results from people seeking to carry out various threats. That's right. Impersonation. A core tactic of social engineers, which simply means someone assumes the character or appearance of someone else. The attacker pretends to be something he or she is not. Watering hole attack. Watering hole attack is an attack in which the attacker focuses on a site frequently visited by the target, similar to spear phishing but does not use email. The goal is often to compromise the larger environment, for example, the company the target works for. Typo squatting. Typo squatting, an attack that most commonly relies on typographic errors made by users on the internet, also known as URL hijacking. Pretexting. Threat actors typically ask victims for certain information, stating that it is needed to confirm the victim's identity. Influence campaigns. An influence campaign involves coordinated actions that seek to affect the development, actions, and behaviors of the targeted population. And while there are many campaigns that are perfectly legitimate and ethically run by businesses and organizations, influence campaigns have recently come to include hybrid warfare. Hybrid warfare. Hybrid methods of warfare, such as propaganda, deception, sabotage, and other non-military tactics, have long been used to destabilize adversaries. What is new about attacks seen in recent years is their speed, scale, and intensity, facilitated by rapid technological change and global interconnectivity. The principal reasons for effectiveness is authority, intimidation, consensus, social proof, scarcity, urgency, familiarity, and trust. Thanks again for joining your boy KD today. We went over 1.0 threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities, compare and contrast different types of social engineering techniques. Hopefully this makes you a little bit better and a little bit stronger and helps you pass your Security Plus exam. It's me, KD. Have the best day ever, and I'll see you on the next one. And make sure to thumbs up this video if you like it and subscribe if you love, my brother. Peace.